Hey Facebook, Sharmon here, enjoying some amazing sunlight at the beautiful Lake Michigan in Chicago. Out here with the ducks. They just flew away. You just missed them, but it was like some little ducks swimming around. Got my comfort food here. I decided to go live right now on my fan page specifically because as an artist, I feel that sometimes we write songs and people don't know the context of the songs. Sometimes we write about how we feel via, depression, sadness, anger, lust, drugs even. And I saw a lot of debates about J. Cole and his album and how a lot of people felt like his album was boring, or they felt like he was too real, or he was talking too serious and he needed to be more fun on his album. But what J. Cole did on his album I thought was very important, because personally I'm not a huge fan of J. Cole. I don't think he's a bad artist. I think he's a great, incredible artist. I'm personally not a fan, but what he did on his album I thought was important, because what he did was talk about issues that we as people, when we hear these songs, we turn up in the club, we hear them on the radio, we jam out with our friends, we twerk to it. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's very, very sad. Some of the words that these people are talking about are very depressing and very sad, and they're asking for help, but they don't know how to ask for help, so they use music to release their feelings and what they're going through. And so I'm making this post and I'm coming on my page for this reason, to openly say that I today myself actually thought about dying, like physically dying, like I want to die. And I didn't feel the need to necessarily call anybody or call a suicide hotline or call a friend. And honestly, I even debated, should I go on Facebook about this? Should I even talk about this on Facebook? Because sometimes people see things on Facebook and they take it the wrong way. They take it for, oh, you just want attention, or you're seeking validation, or you're seeking energy from people. And the truth is, sometimes people don't have an answer and they feel like Facebook is their answer and they're looking for help. But for me, I'm coming on here personally for myself, and this is just for me to say out loud, yes, I actually thought about dying today. And the reason I thought about it was because I woke up this morning. By the way, I'll start back a little bit. So last week, I decided that I'm going to stop smoking. Not because of spiritual reasons or anything like that, but just for my health. I started to see, I've never was someone to smoke. I was never someone to be like, oh, I'm a smoke. Smoking to me, I always thought was negative. And then I would say recently I've been very, very, very anxious. My energy has been very anxious because I feel like I have a huge responsibility as an artist and as a person and as a public figure and as a light within the world that I live in, that sometimes that pressure gets heavy and you feel like so many people are watching you, so many people are looking up to you, and they need your help. And feeling that weight sometimes can be, huge. and I began to feel anxious, working on my music. I'm currently in the studio, writing a lot of songs, also dealing with personal, just adulting, trying to pay bills, the whole scenario. And there's a lot of pressure with that. And I began to it started off as I would smoke a few days a week, to then it became once every day. To next thing I know, I look up and I'm smoking about 3 more, maybe more times a day. And I'm like, I'm not a smoker. Why am I smoking so much? And it got to the point where my partner even had to say, hey, what are you doing? Like, you're a singer. You can't be smoking, And I had to look in the mirror and say, what am I doing with my body? My body is important. The vessel that I am is important. Not just my voice, but just my human consciousness, the fact that I'm a human being, the fact that I'm alive, the fact that I have flesh and bones and organs and breath to even breathe, to talk and to sing in itself is very important. And I'm jeopardizing that by doing things to my body. And so today I thought about that. I was like very, very anxious. I literally woke up and I felt sick. I couldn't sleep. And I'm big on, meditating. I'm big on getting help. I have sought counseling. I do believe that counseling is important, especially if anybody's watching this, if you are going through depression or have been through a depressive moment, because everybody is not clinically depressed. Sometimes you may go through something. People have family members that die and they don't even get to grieve because they have to literally go to work because they're living paycheck to paycheck and their account is overdraft. And if they don't go to work, they can't pay their bills or eat or get gas to even go to work. And sometimes people get depressed because of that. You don't necessarily have to be clinically diagnosed as considered, a depressive to be in a depressive state. But I say that to say, for me in particular, depression and anxiety is something that I battled with my whole life. And I didn't know it until a teacher actually told me that I was anxious, because it was one day I came to school and I was crying and I didn't know why I was crying. Like, nothing was wrong with me. I just started crying, and my teacher was like, you're dealing with anxiety. And I was like, what is anxiety? I don't know what that is, And as a black woman in particular, it's not even spoken of. Like, if you're going through that, we're considered angry, or we're considered, oh, it's something wrong with that black woman, And it's like sometimes you have all of these stigmas, these labels: black, woman, gay, straight, worker, not a worker. It's like it's all of these labels, and it's all of these roles that we have to play as human beings, and the pressure of playing these roles every single day. And I'm just talking as an individual. I don't even have a family yet. So just imagine people who are moms and dads and have responsibilities of children, just the pressure of just being a parent. And sometimes I think that as human beings, we forget that all of us are going through something every single second of every single day. And instead of us complaining or going on Facebook talking about people, have we ever had a moment to just be still and allow ourselves to breathe? And not even just breathe, but allow ourselves a moment to just think. What do we think? Before we even think about our own thoughts, we go on Facebook and post our thoughts, and then people comment on our thoughts, and they don't even know what we're dealing with, how we're dealing with it. And now we have all of these different people and eyes watching what we're going through, and we haven't even had a chance to analyze ourselves. I watched something today that it was a speech that Jim Carrey did. I don't know if it was an interview or not, because it was audio, so it wasn't like a video, but it was an audio of Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey has openly talked about him going through depression, and he's actually one of my favorite people to listen to because I feel like he gets it. But Jim Carrey is a very well-known comedian, actor, a man who's obviously famous, who's been in a lot of movies, and even through all of that, he still had depression. And in this audio clip I heard, I love the way he said it. He said, don't look at the word depression as a negative. Look at the word depression as deep rest. You're taking a deep rest from yourself. You know, depression allows you to take a pause for a second and realize, hey, I'm human. I go through shit. And I think there's a horrible stigma on the word depression. Like, you know, when people say, I'm depressed, it's like automatically, oh, stay away from her. She's depressed. She's sad. She's down. She's having a bad day. And it's like, no, just because a person says they're depressed doesn't mean run away or, oh, God, it's a ticking time bomb. Like, watch out. No. Sometimes that person may just literally need a hug, or maybe just to say, hey, I love you, or hey, I appreciate you. Do you know how many people aren't appreciated? Like, there's people who don't have family, who all they have is their job. Literally, like, that's their life. All they have is their job. And at their job, they're tormented all day. Something as small as saying, hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming to work today. I appreciate you for all the amazing ideas you bring to this company. Sometimes that much can literally change somebody's life, can probably save their life. They probably thought about something bad in that moment, and the fact that you said that, or maybe you can't talk that day, maybe you don't feel like talking, but just something as simple as smiling to someone can change their life. And I say all this to say, me as a person, there are moments where I don't have it all together. I don't have the energy. I'm not always happy. I don't feel like smiling. And it's not that I don't like to smile. I love smiling. Like, I made a post a couple of days ago that, like, I literally smiled all day to the point where the back of my head was wrinkled because I smiled so hard. Like, sometimes you just need a moment just by yourself, or sometimes you just need a moment with people that truly care about you and love you, and no phones, no TV, just you and that person. I got to see my family this weekend, and it's always a blessing to be able to see family, because especially if they live in different states, you just never know what's going on in the world. And yes, you know, we watch reality TV, and we watch the news, and we watch social media, and we check, you know, our Instagrams and Twitters and YouTubes and all of that. But sometimes just taking a moment to just be still. Like right now, I'm at the lake, beautiful Lake Michigan. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny day out. About to eat my comfort food, Chipotle, which I love. And I came out here because I needed some sunlight. I needed to breathe. Like I said, I literally was physically feeling like I just want to die because I was so anxious. Like, my body was just so anxious this morning that I couldn't calm down, and it was frustrating me. And it was like, I would rather just my body just be lifeless than me to feel this anxiety. And that's a horrible thing to think, because there's so much life out here, and there's so much that I need to do. There's so much that I need to accomplish in this life, and there's so many things that God wants me to finish before I'm done. And I would never be one to kill myself, and I'm saying that publicly because, yeah, you know, when you have moments of depression, yeah, you may think negatively, but that's not the end all be all. That's not the end all be all. And to me, I don't look at death as the end all be all either. I look at death as just a transition to another life form. Not death as in like, that's it, that's all. As soon as you die, your life is over. No. when you die, your energy still exists. It just becomes a different form. It becomes, some people believe in heaven, some people believe in another consciousness, some people believe in reincarnation, but whatever you believe, just know that you're never dead. The only thing that's dead is not moving. I saw another quote that I love was from this motivational speaker by the name of Tony Robbins, and he said, emotion is basically, it's motion. Like, emotion is energy in motion. In order for emotion to exist, there has to be some energy present. You can't be sad if the energy isn't there. You can't be happy if the energy isn't there. And so in those moments where you're emotional, where your energy is in motion, move. Start going. Like, we spend so much time on our phones and all that. We're not moving our bodies. Move your body. Go to the gym. Go for a walk. Even if you're at your desk, maybe you're at your office, stand up for a second. Like, if you have an office job where you're at a desk all day, maybe take 5 minutes to stand up and walk for a little bit. Just get away from the screen. Move your body. It's important that we're constantly in motion, because that's what emotions are. You're a physical being. You're not a machine. Your body is a physical thing. You have to replenish it. You have to replenish it with water. You have to replenish it with food. And so the same with food and water, you have to also move it. You don't have legs to just have them. You have them to walk. You don't have arms to just have them. You have them to lift things, to move things. So move your body. And I promise you, even if it's something as you walk for 1 minute, I promise you it'll change your whole life. And I also, to close this out, I found some old letters that I used to have on my door back in like 2013. I really went through a depressive episode, and so I found a lot of like inspirational books and like philosophical books to kind of help me out. And I started doing yoga and meditating, and ever since then I've been a whole totally different person when it comes to my depression. And now it's still difficult. Depression is a difficult thing to go through and deal with. However, I have a better control of it than I did 5 years ago, definitely. So one of the quotes that I had on my door was, "Life we learn too late is in the living the tissue of every day and every hour." Stephen B. LeCook, which basically means we are living vessels. We have life. We have a body. So use it. Use it every second of the day. Don't waste any second. Stop wasting your energy on anger and sadness. Yeah, it's okay. It's a human emotion. It's meant to be felt. But don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck to the point where you're going months on months of being angry, and months on being sad, and months on being stressed out. No, your body is not meant for that. You're meant to experience it and let it pass. If you know anything about meditation, it tells you, yes, your thoughts are going to come. They're never going to stop. But the key is allowing those thoughts to happen and then let them pass. Don't stay on them. Don't get stuck in them. And so another quote I had was, "It's not how long we live, but how." It's not how long we live, but how. Philip Bailey. And again, I don't see death as, oh, I'm dead, it's the end. No. We don't know at what point we're going to live. We don't know at what point we're going to die. All we know is we're alive right now. We have breath. So use it. Use it right now. Use it while you have it. Don't wait till you're sick and be like, oh my God, I'm about to die. I'm getting sick. I have cancer. I have this disease. I have that disease. Disease is a dis-ease of the body. The body is out of order. It's out of alignment. Disease can be cured naturally. It can be healed. Eat better. Eat healthy. You know, as Americans, we're always on the go. We go to fast food restaurants and we just grab food. We don't even actually sit down and eat. We literally are driving while we're eating our lunch, our dinner, whatever. And it's like we don't even take a second to enjoy food. So how can we take a second to enjoy our thoughts? And that's what I mean. It matters not how long we live, but how. Quoted by Philip Bailey. Live that second. Take in the second. Take in the moment. Take it all in. And the last quote was, when I asked for all things so that I might enjoy life, I was given life so that I might enjoy all things. I'll say that again. When I asked for all things so that I might enjoy life, I was given life so that I might enjoy all things unknown. I'm going to eat my food now because I'm hungry. But again, if anybody is watching this and you're going through something, whether you're grieving, whether you're angry about something, sad, depressed, maybe you're in love, maybe you're happy, maybe you're not in a sad state, maybe you're in a great state. Just know your energy is important. Don't beat yourself up for feeling how you feel. Allow yourself to think, allow yourself to feel, and allow that emotion to happen. But also allow yourself to keep going forward. Don't get stuck in that emotion. Don't get stuck in sadness. Don't get stuck in anger. And even in happiness. Don't get so stuck in happiness that you don't acknowledge the friends around you who may not be happy. I notice that a lot too, is like when somebody is in a happy state, they avoid any and everybody that's sad. But if you're really happy, if you're truly happy, your energy is so strong that your energy can bounce off of yourself to someone else and it won't affect you. It won't even harm you. It won't cause you to be sad. If you're really, really happy, if you really have joy in your heart. And so I say that to say, share your energy with someone today. Talk to somebody today. Whatever you're feeling, whether it's a good feeling or a bad feeling, engage as human beings. We have to do better at that. As humans, we don't engage with each other. We just see each other in passing and, well, I hope she's doing okay. It's like, no, actually check on that person. See what's up. All right, you guys, I'm going to eat my food now. I love you. Remember, you are beautiful. You're amazing. You are a powerful being who's meant to be here in this world. And I have new music coming. And I say that to say, you know, I did this video because when you all hear the new music and you hear the lyrics, you know, you will see the growth in me. I didn't write the songs that I wrote because, oh, I'm sad and I want attention. No, I wrote the songs because I know there are other people who go through what I go through, who feel what I feel, and they need help. And they just want a face or somebody that they can connect to. So if I'm that person, I appreciate you for allowing me the energy and the space to be in your life, to be that person to inspire you and to be that person to help you get through it, because we'll get through it together. I'll be right there to support you. Even if I'm not physically in the same city as you, just know my energy is sending your way, coming your way. And I'm wishing peace, love, and power to all and everyone who watched this. Love you guys. Bye.